Hello, I'm Bill Hammond. I actually paid to see this. You know the drill. You also know, based on previous videos, that I love horror movies. Hell, you can't tell right now because it's not loud enough to pick up on the microphone, but I'm literally recording this on a dark and stormy night. Ooh. So for this edition of the worst trailer in the world, I figured it was important to highlight one of the lesser aspects of the genre: oversaturation. Sometimes there can just be too much of a good thing. As such, it's time to take a look at a movie about a psychotic, murderous maniac, one who seemingly can never be truly killed, terrorizing the streets of New York City. Not that one.
Please help us! Just down here!
Yeah, because that's the normal reaction anyone would have in this situation. People come screaming into the shop, completely in hysterics about someone coming after them, and this guy's reaction is to object to them cutting the line. Are you trying to set up an instant tone that New Yorkers are assholes who deserve to die? Because otherwise, what is the point of this?
You got a problem here, guy?
Wow, now that is good acting. I haven't heard a line reading that good since...
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. If you miss a headshot from point-blank range with a fucking shotgun, your impending death means nothing to me. There are 12-year-olds on Call of Duty right now mocking your dumb ass. Oh no, a good guy with a gun didn't somehow save the day. Who would have thought it possible?
I had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me.
I'm pretty sure that's the title of an interracial porno movie. And if it's not, it probably should be. Patent pending. All money goes to me for my brilliant ideas.
We share a certain history.
Yeah, but only in states where Ron DeSantis himself personally approves the curriculum.
This isn't like any other ghost face.
You mean he'll actually get to the point and start killing people rather than toying with them for 10 minutes at a time?
What is this place?
A shrine.
Behind the scenes fun fact, this is the actual response of the director when he was pitched this idea.
It's grotesque. I'll give you 20,000 for it.
Oh yeah, 6 months was totally enough time to come up with something original for another sequel.
We've got to
Lure him in. We execute him.
And hear me out on this. How about you call the police and then show them this mountain of evidence and let them use it to track down the killer properly without collateral damage? Why don't you try that?
Hello.
Who still has a landline?
You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
And yet, here we are. I know this series likes to go meta with the commentary, but why would you put in the trailer the #1 reason why this movie shouldn't exist and this series shouldn't keep going?
There's never been one like me, Gale.
Because you see, I have a totally different voice modulation thingy.
That's why I'm gonna shoot you in the head.
Why in God's name would you tell him where you're going to shoot? Oh no, a good guy with a gun somehow didn't save the day. Look, if these guys can recycle the same plot 5 times, I'm allowed to recycle the same joke once.
You want me. So let's finish this.
Said every fan of good horror after Scream 2. Look, I'll concede that the shot looks cool, but why would there be this many people dressed as Ghostface in a world where Ghostface is a real active moniker used by real active serial killers? You don't see Spirit Halloween selling a John Wayne Gacy clown costume, do ya? Amazing how on a crowded train the killer managed to silently approach his victim without bumping into anyone or making a sound, right after you establish just how packed this train car was. In other words, fuck you. That's why this entire movie was made, wasn't it? Just so you can have that cheap little visual gag of turning the M into a Roman numeral 6, which is automatically more clever than probably all the characters and half the target audience. I mean, this is even worse than finding out last week that Quantumania is only the name of the Ant-Man movie so they could squeeze letters around Ant and Man. If this is what passes for creativity, we are royally fucked. And there it is, the worst trailer in the world for this month. I know the last movie made decent money, and it was even graded somewhat positively on a curve based on the idea that, hey, it's January and everything else is just abject garbage. But that doesn't mean you then hastily throw together another entry in less than a year, one that unapologetically rips off another slasher franchise, and that can't possibly live up to whatever expectations you set in the last film. The fun of the first Scream movie, as well as some of the isolated moments in the sequels, was in calling out the cliches of the genre. But unless you're gonna do something to cleverly subvert them, like in, say, Knives Out, all you're doing is admitting that you're just as guilty as everyone else of succumbing to these tropes, and that you're completely unwilling to do anything but cash in on them. There was more than a decade between Scream 4 and Scream 5, and with all that time, they only came up with something that was just barely passable. What hope do you have with only a year and a story that is, for all intents and purposes, Ghostface takes Manhattan? The answer is none. That's all for this edition. Keep it locked on the blog, actuallypaid.com, for more reviews and features, and be sure to subscribe for more video content, including the remainder of this year's Oscar Blitz. Until next time, I'm Bill Hammond. I actually paid to see this. But only in states where Ron DeSantis personally approves the curriculum. I made up a new word. Come on, keep your eyes open. All those times Mom said your face would freeze that way were bullshit. And there it is, the worst trailer in the world for this month. I am now suddenly French.